my God. I used to see my God. My mother, an atheist, listened to me after Sunday school, and the rainbow is God's promise that he will never flood the world again. At 20, I watched the creek swell with power till it broke its bounds. We stared in awe as a creek, once content to ingest golf balls and the occasional club, swallowed all that we worked to maintain. Nothing else to do but to go home. I used to look up at the sun and see my God in designs, in perfection. I used to see my God. At 12, I was at my grandmother's house playing cards when she got a phone call from my father. Kansas City, Missouri to Topeka, Kansas takes a few hours. My father made it in one. And there, he told me that I had to be strong, that my sister had a brain tumor on the base of her brainstem, my 7-year-old sister. I used to look up at the sun and see my God in rainbows in the glow of her hair. I used to see my God. At 19, December 31st, I stood atop the yellow rock at the Devil's Den alone, ring in hand, on one knee, till the sun went down. And in the freezing cold, I saw Moses step from the heavens. He took my hand, led me down to the mountain, and parted my floods. I used to look up at the sun and see my God in the sunsets and the clouds and storms. I used to see my God. At 16, I existed while a boy, 2 years my senior, dropped into a diabetic coma not 2 months after teaching me how to run a soundboard for a play. At 16, I watched my friend bury his mother. At 18, I stood over my own grandmother's fresh grave, watching the wind claw at the grass as if it too would dig her out, handful by handful, if it would mean just one more day with which to appreciate what she was while she was. At 19, I pulled my mother and father into a room and I told them that I am bisexual. And my father said to me, "You are confused." At 18, I drove for 10 forsaken hours for the funeral of a man I had never met, but who shared my name. I spoke to his family for 2 hours beforehand, my first introduction to any of them. And I knew more about him than the minister that told me over the grave that I would go to hell if I wasn't a Baptist. At 21, I looked a woman in the eyes as she shared with me that she had been raped 3 times because she had to work as an exotic dancer to pay for college when her parents refused to. At 15, I met a girl who had been raped by her own brother. At 17, I learned that when she stopped speaking to me, she had dropped off the face of the earth due to her newfound meth addiction. At 20, I saw a girl's shirt right up only to reveal where she cut herself over and over again to release the endorphins and the adrenaline just so she could forget. At 20, I bought a knife with the full intent of ending this. I used to look up at the sun and see my God in the trees, in the water. I used to see my God. At 20, after the flood, there was this great steel blue fish stranded on the cart path where the waters had left it when they receded. He floated and stank. His lifeblood stuck into the path as I pried my shovel underneath him. I lifted him to the creek, now calm, and lowered him back in. An atheist walks into a table and stubs her toe and mutters, "God damn it." I used to look up at the sun and see my God. I used to see my God. At 20, I learned to dig a hole. I learned to trim a tree. I learned to lay asphalt. I learned how to care for grass, how fragile it really is. I learned how to lay pipe. I learned how to build a partner's desk. I learned how to stain wood. At 20, I learned to dig a hole. At 20, I learned not to see, but to feel. At 20, I watched a steel blue fish swim away from myself.